Hey y'all. So today we're going to do something different. Me and my roommate Danny are going to be telling you weird world news stories that we found along with Danny's disaster travel story. And we want to hear your travel stories and share them on the podcast. So if you have a crazy, funny travel story or a disaster travel story, we want to hear it. Go ahead and you can write in your travel story and email it to me at culturecultshow@gmail.com. Or another way you can share it, you can just send me a quick video of one of your stories and just tell it through a video. Feel free to shout out your art or your business too, or your social media. You guys are lifting me up by supporting the show, and I want to lift you up and share anything you want to share. So we want to hear your travel stories. The email will be in the show notes. And yeah, cheers, y'all. Hey y'all, and welcome to Culture Cult, where we are one podcast with 197 countries to explore stories and history from. I'm your host, Marie, and this week we are doing travel stories. So that's when you send in your best travel stories to be read aloud, and we hear from guests on their favorite travel stories also. So send in your favorite travel stories to our email, culturecultshow@gmail.com. And remember to comment, rate, and subscribe to the show. Cheers and enjoy. This is a reverse episode. I can finally drink a beer. I can finally relax. And Danny, aka my roommate, also the girl from the Indonesia Krakatoa episode, is gonna, you're gonna tell me weird world news.
Yep,
weird world.
We're off to a great
times.
start. Weird world news. I can't
do it.
You do it.
Weird world news. Weird world news. Weird world news.
We're gonna say some weird world news.
And then you're gonna tell me a travel story. So let's just get into it.
Okay. Here
I'm ready.
We go. Okay, the headline reads, Florida woman stabs sister with EpiPen because she's, quote, allergic to drunks.
Wait, what do you mean?
That's the headline.
What does that mean?
On February 11th, 2021, police responded to a 911 call at the home of 62-year-old Joanna Zielinski. The night began with two sisters drinking together in their shared home of Naples, Florida.
Oh, golden girls.
Yeah, I know. At around 10:30 p.m., Zielinski's sister got tired and wanted to go to bed, but Zielinski wanted to stay up and drink. That's when her sister went crazy and attacked her with the EpiPen, stabbing her multiple times.
What?
Her sister stated, quote, I'm allergic to drunks, so I injected her with the EpiPen so she wouldn't be drunk anymore. What's the big deal? As it turns out, Zielinski wasn't even injected with anything because of the way her sister was holding the EpiPen.
So she just stabbed her.
Yeah. Just stabbed her repeatedly.
Holy shit.
As it also turns out, neither sister has any reported allergies.
Wait, so she was just like tired of her sister being drunk?
I don't know. Look, this is when you told me to get weird world news stories, my first thought was Florida. So These are all Florida headlines.
Literally.
So it turns out neither sister has any reported allergies. So feel free to send that assorted nut and latex glove get well basket.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't get that joke. Okay, I don't get that, but as long as they don't have bad blood between each other. And like,
well, no, they do. She pressed charges.
It was supposed to be like one relaxing evening, like just to get a couple girls, a couple margaritas.
No.
And now, wait, because I was just confused. Like, she's crazy, obviously, right? Like,
oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they live in Florida. I feel like this is just a regular, everyday. Florida's a different breed.
Is all of Florida? Because I feel like the top is crazy and the bottom's like party.
Probably.
Okay. Well, if I do have a Florida listener, please let us know. Is the top just crazy? Or is the bottom also crazy? Because then the top is crazy, aka Panhandle. But I think Miami's fun.
I think
sexy.
So. Yeah, this was in Naples.
Okay.
We just stared blankly into each other's eyes for a second, like, Naples. Moving on. Okay. Next headline: Florida man charged with breach of peace after allegedly threatening to unleash turtle army on the public. This is real. This is
Turtle
all
Army.
Real. Yeah. So in April 2019, Thomas Lane, age 61, was arrested following multiple threats at various locations along the Indialantic Boardwalk of Indialantic, Florida. The subject reportedly called himself the Saint and threatened people by saying his, quote, turtle army will destroy them.
I love it.
I do too. He's a hero. Officers later found Lane in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven where he cussed out customers and called 911, stating that the responding officer, quote, needs to leave now or you will all be sorry you fucked with the Saint.
Ow! I'm going to save that one.
I love
you
that
can be
one.
sorry you fucked with the Saint.
That's right.
But
Get my turtle army.
This guy just sounds like a regular old crackhead. This sounds like everyone I've encountered in LA. If we're all you got to arrest every crackhead then, because did he have turtles ready to go with little swords, or is he just threatening turtle
broken
war?
promises? That's all it is.
By the way, guys, I follow an account. It's just pure 7-Eleven, like chaos. I think it's called just 7-Eleven. It's on Instagram, and it's just 7-Eleven chaos.
Oh, nice.
It's just it's just crackheads and 7-Eleven.
That's my favorite.
But I'm just like, I don't know. I just imagine like he was like building up this war. I thought he was like training turtles.
Oh, we wish.
In like his backyard.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
In his backyard and stuff.
We need to find out more about him.
I mean, how would the turtles fight?
I don't know.
They're very slow. So they're sneak attack. They're guerrilla warfare.
Oh.
You know, you think you're safe. You're going to sleep. You're relaxed in bed.
They are pretty quiet.
All of a sudden, you feel a little shell against you.
Yeah.
Then you feel 5 shells. Next thing you know, there's 15 turtles on you.
Have you ever heard a turtle?
Heard of turtles?
Have you ever heard a turtle?
No.
Exactly.
Honestly, we are sleeping on turtles. They're the next warfare.
We might be.
They are the predators. Take them seriously. You don't know when the next turtle's coming.
Well, you know what they did, and that's why they called the police.
They were actually scared. They actually were scared by that threat.
They were. They're like, oh my God.
Okay, I love that one. That's my favorite right now.
Okay. Next. Florida man wearing Crocs breaks into gator farm and gets bit.
Average day.
In Florida it is. On November 6, 2018, officers received a call around 6:50 a.m. reporting a male subject in his underwear was crawling across lawns in a St. Augustine neighborhood. Now, St. Augustine is nice. I've been to St. Augustine.
Is that top or bottom?
You know what? I hate that you always ask me these fucking geography questions when I'm on your show. Quit making me look like an idiot.
I don't fucking know either. I'm an idiot too.
I know it's a 12-hour drive from Birmingham. That's it. Florida.
It's in Florida.
That's all that matters, and it's beautiful. Moving on. Upon arrival at the scene, officers found Brandon Hatfield with apparent wounds on his foot. While transporting Brandon to a nearby hospital, a call was received from St. Augustine Alligator Farm where a Croc-style shoe and a pair of shorts were found floating in the crocodile pit. Video footage shows Brandon climbing a structure at the Nile crocodile enclosure and jumping into a pool occupied by crocodiles.
Oh my God.
At one point in the video, he climbed onto the bank of the pond where a 9-foot crocodile lunged at him, locking onto his left foot.
Why?
But he breaks free and runs away.
Wow.
And then crawls all over the neighbor's yards.
I love how that's after, I guess, because he's hurt.
Yeah, an officer notes in his arrest report that it appears he had no idea a crocodile tried to eat him.
What?
Yeah.
But he jumped in there.
He was in there 4 hours.
Holy shit.
4 hours. He had broken into this alligator farm.
Yo, that means he truly pissed them off. Like, they were trying to be chill.
He literally skinny dipped with the crocodiles just to have a good night. He found his family. He wanted to make friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are some chill crocodiles. As we learned on
the
Indonesian episode, crocodiles can be heroes.
That's
and in this case,
true.
They are more tolerant than a human would be. If someone came into your house on army style, you'd probably shoot him.
Can you imagine?
These crocodiles
took off their clothes.
I know, but these crocodiles genuinely let him hang in their home for 4 hours before they lost their shit.
Yeah,
we're learning now. Turtles are more scary than crocodiles in numbers.
That's true. Anything in numbers, though, is kind of
anything
scary.
In numbers. I didn't know about that. Go him, I guess.
Yeah. If you listen closely, you can hear the crocodile saying, "What are those?" as he sprang towards the subject's foot. So get that shit out of my house. Also, who is still wearing Crocs? Why are people still wearing Crocs?
My ex-boyfriend wore Crocs and it drove me crazy. He had no fashion.
I can't get behind it. All right, next. Florida man accused of dumping 70 gallons of human feces on the road. Dramatic pause.
Because I had to like picture. I heard it and then I had to picture it.
70 gallons. That's like 70 pounds.
That's fucking disgusting.
Residents of Charlotte County, Florida, reported 2 dumping sites and a foul odor to local police. Kevin Smiley faces 2 charges.
That name right there.
Yep. After dumping 70 gallons of number 2 along the
Number 2.
7300
They can't even say poop.
Cleveland Drive.
I can't even say it.
Smiley was paid to remove human feces from an address on Quail Drive and ended up dumping the feces on Cleveland Drive.
Oh, no.
Smiley stated, "It shouldn't have come out of the truck. The truck had a rubber thing on it to where they wouldn't slide easily. I guess I was wrong about that. I just panicked. I didn't know what to do. I just took off."
He said it shouldn't have come out of the truck. Wait, what was it in there?
He was paid to go and I think empty someone's septic tank at their house.
They number 2 in a lot if it's 75 million pounds.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was like a home or like a complex or what, but like a septic tank. That's disgusting.
Oh my god. Oh, I would
off.
leave too.
I would leave too. What do you do about
Quickly, I would leave.
911. Hey, yeah, I accidentally dropped a bunch of
massive
shit
turd
on the road.
The biggest turd you've ever seen.
Right?
Oh my god.
It can be said that Smiley gets frowny when shit hits the face.
Does it say that? Oh, you wrote that.
I wrote that.
I was like, they should be fired.
Fuck you. What Smiley doesn't know is that later that evening, the clumsily dumped poo melted in the hot Florida sun and mixed with car oil splattered along the road, creating a toxic ooze that dripped down into the sewer, thus creating the Turtle Army. To be raised by Sensei Thomas Lane, who would later train his army in the art of jinjitsu and wreak havoc across all of Florida.
That's so cute.
Isn't that cute? Little origin story.
It is an origin story.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a whole movie.
It is. Let's do it.
Wow.
Okay, Florida store owner.
Well, wait, I don't know if we can pass. I just need to like marinate in that. Like,
go ahead. Oh, do you want to marinate in it? No,
I just like, I think we can't pass that up. Like, just. Okay, I think I'm okay now. I'm just really uncomfortable. Okay, I'm good.
Florida store owner bans customers from heating bagged urine in microwave.
Okay, what's going on?
That's it. Draw your own conclusions.
Wait, let's do like level of crackhead. Like, what level is that versus turtle war?
I don't know. What is that about?
Versus
who would do that? Number one, who bags their urine?
Hold on. What if someone has a drug test soon and like that's what it is. They have a drug test soon. It's not their urine, but they got to seem like they just peed. So they're in the 7-Eleven or whatever, the Chevron, and they're like, "Do you have a microwave?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's in the back." And they're like, "Perfect."
Well, I want to know what happened to make them, number one, realize that's what was happening, and 2, put a stop to it.
Honestly,
did a bag explode?
Oh my fucking god!
Could you imagine? Would you just run out?
If I was working there, yes.
No, if you were the one who heated up the pee.
Yes, everyone runs. Even if I own the damn gas station, I ain't going back.
Take cover!
I feel like pretty like foreign listeners, like American gas stations are this crazy.
Yeah, no, that's actually how it happens.
You know, I went to a gas station in Italy and it was the most insane experience. It was like, there's like classical music. It was like, I saw the mountains.
Same in France.
Yeah.
Exact same thing. I was in Paris.
A true buffet of like beautiful like olives and cheeses. And I was like, this is a gas station.
Right? They know how to do it in Europe, period.
They don't have Instagrams called 7-Eleven. There's no 7-Eleven.
They don't have pee microwaves. That's just here. No turtle armies, nothing.
Honestly.
I actually think that the sign on the microwave saying no bagged urine is going to be effective. That's the question.
Yeah.
Because surely whoever's going in there to heat up their piss already has an idea that, hey, this probably isn't right.
Yeah.
Do you think a sign's going to stop them?
No.
This is the last one.
Okay.
Florida man fills pothole with banana tree. Brian Raymond, the owner of Progress and Pride Fitness Group of Fort Myers, Florida, planted a banana tree in the middle of Honda Drive. Brian reports he was tired of having to fill potholes on the street near his business and decided to switch things up by planting a banana tree in one instead. I know. Quote, I think it is sending a message. We should have more of these.
Wow.
Isn't that cute? So, like, I gotta say, Brian is a man of dedication. Not only is he providing individualized workout plans for his clients, he is leading them to healthier choices along the way.
Who's getting a workout plan?
He owns the workout plan. He owns Progress and Pride Fitness Group.
Oh, I totally spaced on that.
See, this is what happens. You guys heard me, right?
I just heard banana. I was like, I love it. The whole time I was thinking about it, I was like, I love bananas.
Bananas. Wow, I could go for a banana.
I loved that.
Isn't that
not
cute?
Not everyone in Florida is a crackhead.
No, but could you imagine just driving all of a sudden in the middle of the street, this fucking banana tree?
Yeah, I mean, that is inconvenient.
Yeah, that could cause a wreck.
Yeah.
It could.
But so does the pile of shit that's on Olive Drive.
At least there were good intentions.
Yes. Oh, that's sweet.
I know. I think so, too. Good job, Brian.
I mean, what do you think is the second craziest state behind Florida? Because I found some crazy stories in Louisiana.
Montana, right? Oh, Louisiana for sure. But Montana also.
Why?
I think they're like hidden crazies.
What?
There.
No.
Yeah.
No. I've romanticized Montana my whole life.
I think majority of Montana's like that. But I hear, because there's a lot of like land that's not really populated. And so you get a bunch of people that go out there and breed their families and like
cults.
Yeah.
I see it's more of like
a lot of like backwoods stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of like more of a sinister crazy.
And there's a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not, you guys don't hate me, but like there's a lot of like inbred people there.
Oh.
Yeah.
They have no one to fuck. It's just you, your cousin. It's
just like generation after generation of them thinking that that's okay because that's how they were raised.
Ew.
You know? Isn't that?
Okay, then let's move that stereotype away from Alabama because I have not met a single person in Alabama who has messed around with a family member.
You know what? Actually, I have.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I used to work in a very, very rural town in Alabama. I'm not going to say its name.
Say it.
No, because the population's like 400. If one of them hears it, it's going to come back to me and they'll come after me.
Okay.
But very rural town, like I said, population about 400. And I had this coworker. And he was one of a kind to begin with. He always had stories. He would always say, something like, our bloodlines are like telephone poles. No, our family trees are like telephone poles.
Oh, God.
He didn't personally, but he knew somebody who was sleeping with his mother.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
In that town.
That's like the worst one.
Isn't that?
That's the worst thing.
I mean, they're all fucking disgusting.
No, that's the worst. What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wow.
I have so many stories about this facility that I worked in.
Ooh, tell.
So many. I'd have to sit and think, but there's a ton. Like one time a guy OD'd on crack at work.
Whoa.
I wish I could say his name because it's funny. And they had the funniest sayings there too. Like little country sayings that I'd never heard of. Like, oh, flitter. Have you ever heard of flitter?
Flitter?
Flitter. Yeah. Instead of saying like, oh, fuck, they'd say, oh, flitter. Oh, flitter cake. Or oh, flitter fuck. They would say the whole
flitter
thing.
fuck.
They would say all of that. Flitter is apparently some type of like cake, like a cornbread cake.
Oh.
Or like, it's slicker than owl shit. Or finer than a frog hair, split 4 ways, comb back slick.
Wow.
Yeah. And they would just pull these out, and I'm like, what the hell?
I want to talk like that.
I had one patient, she was precious. But I asked her, I said, who was the first man to walk on the moon? She said, Jesus.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Precious.
That is sweet.
Circa is a brand new travel channel. It's filled with shows to help you learn how to travel this amazing world. Our guides are written and hosted by locals, with dedicated episodes about food, music, history, architecture, sports, fashion, and much, much more. Circa is a new immersive way to help you plan the perfect trip. Just search Circa. That's C-E-R-C-A. New episodes will be released all the time. Circa. Love the world you live in, and we'll help you explore it.
Oh. Okay, well, you do have a travel story.
I do. Okay.
I'm excited. Wait, where? I know this?
You've heard me say it, but I don't know if you've ever heard like the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Picture this. New Year's 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Me and 2 of my friends from college decided to drive from Birmingham, Alabama to visit our 4th friend in Philly for Christmas break.
Jinx. Fuck. Okay.
How many times have you heard this story?
I know, but I just can't believe this is what you're telling. Okay.
It's the only one I could think of off the bat.
Okay.
Okay. So we decided to go visit her in Philly over Christmas break. Every New Year's, they would have what's called the Mummers Parade in Philadelphia, and she and her troupe were going to be in one of the acts that performed.
Oh.
So me and my friends were all 18 at the time. The night before we were set to leave, we were all going to spend the night at my friend's house. We'll call her Jamie. We knew we had to get up early to make the long drive, which, by the way, Birmingham to Philly is like 15-hour drive. But we were 18, so our dumbasses went out that night.
Yeet.
So Jamie had an extra fake ID and let me use it, which was the first and only time I'd ever attempted to use a fake. So beforehand, I memorized all the details and knew them by heart, even her zodiac sign and her fake siblings' names and what she did for a living. So this was the role of a lifetime. I felt very prepared for it. I was ready to go. So I get up to the bouncer and he looks it over, looks at me, looks at it again. He looks suspicious. So he asked me all the usual questions, even what my zodiac sign was.
He no fucking way. He did not.
I swear. I was so proud. By the way, this ID was set in some random town I've never heard of in like South Carolina or something. Turns out this bouncer is from said random town.
Shit.
He goes, "Oh wow, I'm from blah 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 too. What high school did you go to?" I like,
oh my God, Danny.
I shat my pants. For the life of me, like I could not come up with a single name of a high school, not even my own. I quite literally just stared at him for a solid minute, then said, "I don't know," and smiled.
What high school did you go to? I don't know.
I literally, for the life of me, I could not come up with a fake one. Couldn't even think of the ones that were real. I couldn't.
Wait, on the spot, high school. Who just said, "Oh, I'm homeschooled."
Anyways, he let me in. So I walk in. 2 steps later, there's a Visa gift card on the floor in front of me. Naturally, I picked it up and called the number on the back to check the balance. There was like $50.
What?
Yeah. So all night, I'm ordering drinks. I'm feeling like hot shit. Later at the bar, I go to order a drink, and it was a new bartender. So this bartender was bright and also a bitch. So she asked for my ID, even though I was wearing a wristband already. Yeah. So that was too much panic in one night for me. So I handed her the ID, and as she was looking at it, I hauled ass out of that bar. Oh, and I called Jamie to let her know that we got to bounce. By the way, you need a new fake. So. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, now she knows that shit's fake. She looks up and you're gone.
Well, she would have known immediately. She would have quizzed me, and I had already been drinking, forgot everything. So anyways, next morning, all a blur, but I remember being woken up at around 5 by Jamie and my other friend, we'll call her Catherine. I felt like absolute shit. This is the only time I have ever puked from being hungover. I threw up for like at least 30 minutes before we finally just had to hit the road.
What were you drinking?
Oh, blue motherfuckers.
There, yeah. No.
So for those of you that don't know me, I have terrible motion sickness. Riding passenger is miserable for me unless I'm in the front seat. Even then, I really get nauseated after like 30 minutes. So imagine that plus the worst hangover of my life on a 15-hour drive to Philly.
15?
Yeah.
Hours?
Yeah.
That's no, seriously.
That's the predicted time, not even including traffic.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The longest I did was with my friend Jessie, and we were going from like Oregon to Utah, and I think it was 15. And that was in beautiful areas, like no traffic. Like, that's hell just to go to Philly.
Even if you're feeling great and don't get motion sickness.
That's too much.
It was awful. So because of this long drive, we had to pull over like every hour for me to puke my guts out.
Oh my God. It's a 30-hour drive.
Yeah. But finally we arrived in Philly late that night. I still felt like shit, so I skipped out on going out to the bar with my friends, and I just stayed back.
They went out?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
Yeah. I don't know how they did that. I don't think I've ever been young though. I think I was born like 50.
Yeah.
Like,
you are an old lady.
I am. So anyways, the next day we all go to my friend's house. We'll call her Darla for rehearsals for the parade. So about a day later, my friend Jamie starts complaining about her stomach hurting. Not long after, she starts throwing up. Not only is she throwing up, she is simultaneously shitting herself. So Jamie's sitting on the toilet, shitting her life away, and puking into the bathtub.
Oh my
The bathtub.
God.
Eventually, we devised a system where Jamie can shit on the toilet and puke into a bucket instead. Oh, by the way, this was the only bathroom in the home.
So, but you're also feeling sick.
Well, no, the next day I was fine. I was just hungover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a couple days later, Jamie's better and back to normal. So Now it's the day of the Mummers Parade, and me, Jamie, and Catherine get up early, and we drive out to go get a good spot on the street to watch Darla and her group perform. As we're standing there, about 15 minutes, so we'd been out there for a couple hours, about 15 minutes before the parade starts, my stomach starts turning.
Is it throw up or the number 2?
I'd never felt this feeling before.
Oh.
I could not tell you. Could not tell you at the time. I could not identify it. But I ran inside the nearest store, which happened to be a Domino's, and started puking.
Oh,
so,
that good. That
yeah,
way.
it got me. I was in there a while, but eventually came out, found my friends, and told them what was happening.
Oh my God.
They wanted to stay and watch the parade, but clearly I was in no shape to do so. So these were the days where Uber didn't exist, by the way. All I had was cash and my cell phone.
Oh.
My friends Catherine and Jamie sent me on my own in a city I've never been to to hail a cab, which I've never done, and get back to Darla's house. Somehow, by the grace of all that is holy, I've found out, number 1, how to call a cab. Number 2, remembered the address. Number 3, had enough cash to pay for the cab.
Wow.
And 4, Darla's mom was still home to let me in.
Wow.
Yeah. So my next couple of days were spent exactly like Jamie's were. Just shitting.
You did both at the same time.
Yeah, it was awful.
But at least you knew the strategy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
she had to figure that
then.
out the first time on
It
her
was.
own.
I don't even know if we had time to clean the bucket. It was so bad.
Oh my God, Danny.
Yeah. By the time I actually start to feel better, we have to drive home to Birmingham.
Oh my God.
And as all of you can probably relate, when you get a group of teenage girls together on a week-long trip, you start to get sick of each other. So I think I've blocked most of the drive home out of my memory, but this is what I remember. At one point, we pass a toll bridge and have to get quarters to pay. I'm in the passenger seat, Jamie's driving, and Catherine is in the back, barely conscious on pain meds because her wisdom teeth are coming in, so it's up to me to find the quarters. This car is a mess. I can't even see the floor, but I'm digging like hell, looking for quarters while Jamie is frantically yelling at me about how there's a line forming behind us. Finally, somehow, I find enough quarters in the black hole of a scion. It was awful. Hours later, everything's fine. We're still driving, and Jamie asked me for some of my chapstick.
Oh, here we go.
I told her no because we've all been sick, and I don't want to get that shit again by her using my
Yeah,
chapstick.
no.
This causes an all-out screaming match between me and Jamie, and her argument was that I got everyone sick because I was the first one to puke. I proceed to scream at her that my puking from being hungover had absolutely nothing to do with the stomach bug we all got. Those are 2 very separate things, which she got first, by the way. She got the stomach bug first. So basically, we spend the rest of the car ride yelling our same arguments back and forth at each other with Catherine high as a kite in her own words.
She's having a good time.
She was not there.
Oh
She
my
was
God,
not
I
there.
love Catherine.
I do too. At some point, though, it gets dark and it starts snowing, and us Alabamians don't know what to do in the snow, so we have to find a way to get to a hotel room. And you know, we're 18. You think we've ever gotten a hotel room? You think we're not even allowed to get a hotel room? I don't think.
I don't know.
I don't remember the age. I know it was really hard to do though. But finally, Jamie's dad agrees to spot us some money, and he books us a room for the night. Like he calls and arranges it. So this hotel room had 1 bed. And it was time to argue over who got what spot in the bed, the left, middle, or the wall side. And I truly do not remember who argued for what spot or what our arguments even were. I don't think any of us were making good decisions at this point. But eventually, Catherine, still buzzed on her painkillers, face swollen and all, takes the comforter of the bed and passes out on the floor. So the next morning, we drove the rest of the way home in silence.
Oh God, that's even worse.
I know. And so that next day, though, we
no
get
music.
No, there was music,
Okay.
but nobody was speaking. The next day, we get a text from Darla saying she got the stomach bug. Yeah, that's my story. By the way, Virginia is the absolute longest state to drive through. I swear we were there for 10 hours.
That's terrible.
It is my absolute worst travel story.
That's-
Worst.
Okay, can you really reel back? Is there any one highlight to it? Like, eat the smallest thing.
Oh, I had my very first Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, how was it?
It was really good. We got it from Jim's.
Who's Jim's?
That's the name of the place.
Oh, I don't know why I thought it was like the
There's
guy.
like a big rivalry there about like who has the best Philly cheesesteak. And so Team Jim's all the way. It was delicious.
And
Wit whiz.
that was after you felt sick. That's when you.
No, that
that's
was
when you're
before.
feeling good.
That's before I got sick. Yeah.
Was it Jim's? They got y'all sick?
You know That's a valid question. I don't think any of us ever thought about that.
Who?
But no. Because if it was food poisoning, we all would have been hit about the same time.
Okay. It was a bug.
Jamie got it.
Y'all, someone at Zydeco, I'm sure you went to Zydeco.
No, we went to Rare Martini.
Someone at Rare
got shut
Martini.
down.
Oh, God. Mm-hmm. Someone there got everyone sick.
Probably. Yeah. Because, okay, yes, I was puking the way there, but that was hangover puke. That was very clearly hangover motion sickness puke. There's no way you can catch a hangover. That's not contagious.
Here's the thing. If you're at the club before you take a trip and you get sick, that's all y'all's fault.
Oh, well, yeah, that's totally.
That's all y'all's fault. It's no one's specific fault.
I don't think anybody really cared. It was annoying, but like no one cared.
Yeah.
It was like, whatever, this was our fault. Let's just deal with it.
Yeah.
I dealt with it and it was miserable. I learned my lesson.
That's terrible.
I know. It was awful. It was the worst trip ever. And the whole thing is the buildup of this trip. Like, number one, we were 18. My mom, she was very strict. The fact, me trying to get permission to go to Philly was like a months long battle.
Wow.
Finally was like, you know what? I'm 18. I'm going to go no matter what. So she kind of caved a little bit and was like, okay, well, blah, 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 blah. You know, she gave me a lot of hell for it. And then all this leading up to it, this whole battle to even get to go.
I think you're touching on something though. I do this a lot, but like the expectation thing. I really, really build expectations in my head. And
the worst thing you can do.
I know.
It's the worst. And I've definitely learned that. Like, that was the trip I figured that out. Like, even my friend who we all went to Europe and she had all these expectations of what she was going to do in each country. She made like full out itineraries. She didn't get to do any of them. And she was so pissed.
Did you know like people in specifically like I think it's Japanese people, they fantasize Paris so much when they get there, they get physically sick.
Really?
Because they're heartbroken.
Yeah. Well,
because they built it in their head so much that when they get to Paris, like they're genuinely like freaking sick. Like they're sad and sick.
That's sad. But honestly, you guys, the takeaway from all this is don't have expectations. If you ever go on vacation, don't plan ahead. Unless there's like maybe one thing you want to do.
Yeah.
I get it. But when you go in with all these expectations, you're going to be let down.
Yeah.
You're going to be let down and then you're going to end up like resenting the place for it. So you will have the best time of your life if you go in it with no plan, no expectations, no idea of what's to come. That is the absolute best way to do it.
Yeah. I've learned not to get disappointed, but like it's always just different.
It's like a letdown.
But the opposite happens to me. When me and my friends were going to go to LA for spring break, I was like, okay, like what the fuck is LA? I fell in love with it, lived there for 5 years.
Yeah, because you didn't have any expectations.
No expectations.
Exactly. You cannot be let down and everything's a nice, happy surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that too. Also, who you travel with is very important. You will people will show their true characters.
Exactly.
Which I will tell the story in another episode. And I told this story on another podcast called Two Beers Will Take Off. But yeah, I got a free ticket to Coachella one time, but the guy was bonkers. Bonkers. So though it was Coachella, that was my trip. That was my bad trip.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so horrible.
Just like disaster trip.
Yes.
You guys send us all of your disaster trips. We'd love to hear them and we'll read them out. We would love to do that.
Yeah. I don't want to just hear the funny ones. I want to hear stuff where it's like, yo, that was no bueno.
Send us your stories about everything that went wrong on your trips.
Yeah. As long as it's interesting.
We'd love to hear them.
Yeah. I have to say my favorite news story was definitely, I don't know. I love the Turtle Wars and the shit dump truck.
Yeah, you like how
that
I tied
poor
those
guy,
together? Uh-huh.
the poor guy.
I know.
He already has a bad job.
I know. He's already the
Oh my God.
poop excavator.
I know.
Poor guy. How could you ever blame a guy named Smiley?
No,
it's not his fault. That is really bad. Ooh, work fuck ups. Everybody send in your work fuck ups.
Yes.
The only thing I can think of, not a big fuck up, but I was in that rural facility. And so I always carry, I don't even know if you guys will know what I'm talking about, but they're called Toothettes, and it's little swabs, individually wrapped swabs that people will brush their teeth with and clean their mouth with.
Oh.
So I'd always keep them on me because whenever I would do like PO or oral intake trials with patients, I'd have them clean their mouths. So I'd keep those on me. And I was handing a guy one. I saw him every single day. Handed him a swab. He'd clean his mouth and then we'd do trials. I handed him a tampon this day. I reach into my pocket. I hand him a tampon, keep going about my business. And I look back, I'm like, "What? Why aren't you doing it?" Like, I'm getting annoyed. And he's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. And we both just started laughing.
Oh,
it was
sweet about
the perfect guy that this could have happened to.
Yeah, send us your work fuck ups.
Yeah.
And send us your
Just send us your,
disaster trips. Like,
disaster trips. We want to read them and we also want to share them with the rest of you guys.
yeah. Because life ain't like Instagram. People don't show that stuff. If you posted that Philly trip, it was probably like, oh, a picture. Meanwhile,
there was one picture of me holding a Philly cheesecake from Jim's.
Yeah, and everyone is on Instagram is like, wow, she's having a great time. They're like, you're shitting yourself.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad.
That's the thing. We don't know what's behind those pictures.
Exactly.
You know? So, like, this is your space to tell us.
Yeah.
You know, post your picture. Make sure your trip to Jamaica was fantastic on Instagram. But on here, we know what really happened.
You know what? Next time, I'm just going to post a picture of me puking into a bucket. I think that'll get way more likes. Honestly, if I saw somebody post that, I'd like it.
Hashtag toilet and bucket.
Yeah. Hashtag fuck bucket.
I would like it too. I'd be like, this is brave.
Right? That's fucking funny.
Would you like pose or would you like?
I would just be holding bucket and like, head back, tongue out. Maybe a little wink in there.
Awake.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like that emoji where the tongue sticking
Yeah.
out, winking.
You know what? Real quick, before we end this, I actually know someone. I don't think she fucking listens. I don't care. Her name's. Her husband apparently has an Instagram where it's just him pooping. It gets purely just him on the toilet.
Is his name on it?
Yeah, it's just like
Send it to me.
Him on a toilet.
Send it to me.
Yeah, I
I'd
will.
love to see it.
Last suggestion: if you are a Birmingham person, go ahead and follow Beham Poop Zone. Repeat, Beham Poop Zone.
Is that it?
One of my favorite Instagrams. It's just some guy. No, it's not.
Oh.
It's just some guy. He goes around to Birmingham and he rates the best bathrooms. And he just very honest. But no, it's not professional. It's just like him being like,
that's nice.
took a good dump here. Beham Poop Zone.
I love that.
That's just like, it's just poop episode.
That's fun. You know what? You're right. What are we going to name this episode? Poopisode?
Yes.
Poopisode.
The Poopisode. I love that.
Yes.
Okay, well, any final words, Danny? Oh, let's do our shout out. I'm going to shout out a city that I have seen been listening for a long time. San Diego.
Ooh.
I've been.
Yeah.
Have you been?
No.
Do you know what it's about?
It's
a party
in
town.
California.
Yeah, it's a party town. But I just want to say real quick, San Diego, I've been twice and I don't know your city very well because every time I've gone, me and my friends, we book a house and I get so fucked up. I've never left the house. Like I have technically been to San Diego, but I have never left the house every time. I think one time I went to a bar. One time. I just get trashed in your city.
San Diego's a vortex.
It's a vortex. I've been to the beach, I guess, but like I don't know anything besides that house and that beach. So like I don't know what to say about your town, but I know you'll have a good time. And one time I was driving down the road and I saw a girl angrily driving 100 miles an hour, throwing pasta out her car.
What?
Raw pasta.
Oh.
So I got pissed.
That's angry pasta.
No, but I got pissed because I don't like littering. I'm like the
Yeah.
litter bug police.
Well, the good news is like the animals will eat it.
No, Danny. I had to put my foot down. So then I started following her, going 98 miles an hour, following her. And I called the cops on her. So if that was your friend, the pasta convict, I called the cops on you. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all to say about San Diego is I saw the pasta girl.
Throwing pasta.
Like she was throwing like confetti and like she was like throwing like confetti, like almost like a project, like cut up pieces of a project.
It sounds like it.
And then she was throwing like raw pasta
Was
out
she
the car.
finishing her 7th period project on the way to school? Is that what was happening? She was making like the solar system baby mobile for her
I think
7th period science
I don't know,
class.
maybe she got an F on the.
Oh fuck! You know what? That poor girl. And then you called the cops on her.
I did.
I mean, yeah.
Don't you dare litter
shouldn't
on
have
me.
littered. She should not have littered. But damn, she had a bad day. She goes home to her parents after school, and the cops are behind her, like, "Mom, Dad, yeah, I got an F. By the way, I'm being arrested."
I ruined her day.
You did.
I don't care. Don't you litter.
Yeah,
So
no, I agree. No littering.
that's my San Diego story. It's really just like, I love your town and I really appreciate you listening.
Yeah.
And shout out to Pasta Girl.
Give a hoot. Don't pollute.
Give a hoot, don't pollute. And cheers till next time, y'all.
Cheers.